So let's make our way over to the materials. Right click, create new material. Let's call it water. Our character is going to be on the beach or near the beach or cool place. Anyway, let's get a blue color. Let's go a nice there. That's what I'm going to choose. You can choose whatever you decide. Then we're going to create a new 3D object, make it a cube. Let's call this water. 0, 0. Make sure you change all these transforms back to 0, and then click and drag it onto level. So just to be sure, level is on 0, 0, 0 for the position. Bang, bang, bang. Ground is on 0, 0, 0 for the position. And water is on 0, 0, 0 position. That's what you want. Now for scale, we want to do 5,000, just like the grass. For this, we want to leave it 1, and for the Z position, let's chuck in 5,000. Alright, and now you can see it looks horrible. So what we're going to do is the position is we're going to change, move it forward by 2,500 if my maths is serving me correctly. No, it hasn't, but that's okay. It has, but I did it wrong. So if we just zoom along here, let's just work out where we're going to do it. There we go. 2,400. That would make sense, and 50, because this is 100 wide. Then we want to change the material to water. So beautiful, beautiful water. And then we want to actually drop this down by, let's say, -0.1. Alright, let's play this bad boy. And it still doesn't look right at the end there. But we don't know if it's going to be going that far. So let's just add another. Let's go freaky, another 0. And then let's change. I'm assuming change that to 50. Let's see. Still looks a bit dodgy, but I think we're not going to be able to fix it at this stage. I think we're just going to have to live with it for now. It's beyond the point anyway. The character won't be probably flying that high anyway. But yeah, anyway. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so water is there, ground is there. Okay, what is next? Let us make some coolness now. Let's make the jetpack fuel gauge. Alright, first things last. Let's go to scripts, add a new C# script, and we're going to call it fuel bar. Yeah, does the trick. Open that bad boy up. Okay, we're going to delete start. Don't need that. And we are going to add a new namespace so we can use UI. So using Unity engine .ui. So that lets us use some more functions and methods that are contained for the UI stuff, UI elements and stuff. So in we don't actually need to declare any variables at the start. Actually, now I think about it, we just need to run a method. So the best way to do that is we'll just actually create a just fuel bar method here. Now we could just put all the script in update, but it's sometimes just nicer to, well, it's actually better coding practice to create your own method and just call out every frame instead, because it just makes things a lot less complicated. Whoops, forgot the void adjust fuel bar. Okay, and in adjust fuel bar, we're going to say if. Now this is the part that gets cool, and this is the part where, because we used a static variable before, we can access it really easily. So we go to player. So we go to the player controls script, and then because we made it static, we can say Jetpack fuel is greater than 0.001. Then we're going to say game object dot transform dot local scale equals new vector 3, yep, and that vector 3 on the x-axis is going to be the same as player underscore controls dot jetpack fuel, and then 1, so it's not going to change on the y-axis. You can see here it's going to ask for a float x, float y, and float z, because we're creating a new vector 3, and so we don't want to change the y or the z, we just want to change the x, and then we're going to do 1 again, and then close that bad boy off, finish it, and there we are done for the coding part of that segment. So if we go back to Unity, now this part's going to be a little bit heavy and there'll be a little bit of fiddling because it is a UI element, and to get them looking right and feeling right, it's a bit of work. Anyway, create UI panel. There we go. So if we go check out our canvas there, just scoot along. See our canvas. We can see our panel here. Now this panel we're going to call fuel bar, and we're going to drag. Oops. We're going to first things is we're going to click on this button here, and we're going to click the shift button. I think lock it to the top. So what that does is brings the pivot to the top, and then we're going to press the option button, and we're going to make it like go to the top, and then we're actually going to change the height and the width. Yeah, that's good. Height, a bar like that, and then we're actually going to bring our position down to say -50. Now this will look like crap in this view, but if we maximize and we press play, it actually like creeps up quite nicely like that. So what we're going to do, yeah, we might actually just make the width a bit longer. Just see if that works better. So it's right on the edges there. If we want to be in a little bit. We'll just run 0, and then 0. So what if we just bring that in just by 25, and bring it in from the right to 5, so it's 25 pixels, I believe. There we go, that's a nice big bar, and all we're going to do then is click on add component, and we're going to add the, what do we call it, fuel bar script. By the way, I'll just remove that. Do you know that because we put a capital F-U-E-L, then we didn't put a space and we put bar. It actually, Unity is smart, and because we put the B as a capital, it puts a space there for us. That's why it's also clever to do that with variables as well. just whatever you want the word to change. Instead of doing an underscore, you can just write B, like space, and then capital letter, and it'll work like that. So that's pretty cool. So add the fuel bar, and if I'm correct, it should work. So it's not exactly right, but now I can't press it anymore, so we're at the end. So I could go up all that way, and then now I can't press it, and we're falling down to the ground. Hit the ground, and goes back up again. So I'm still not happy with that. I'm gonna maybe bring them in. I figured it all out now. All you gotta do is press this, hold down the shift button, and have it pivot from the top there, and then we're just going to do in the rect transform, we're just going to do -50 for the Y position, so that moves that up and down. So we're just going to -50, and the width is we're going to just keep it at 500 and the height at 30. That's just going to be quick and simple for now. And we're going to change the color. We can change it to, let's say, like a nice twangy orange, like a Donkey Kong banana yellow there. I think that looks pretty good. So when you use the fuel, and then when you're out, and then when you touch the ground, it goes back up again. So that is awesome. Just quickly, don't like the color of the material blue. Gonna just darken that a little bit. Maybe just add a little bit more. You guys can fiddle with your project to whatever your liking is. I think that'll look a bit better. Yeah, it looks much better. Awesome. So now we got the fuel bar working, we got the character that moves up, and he continuously moves up until he hits the spot where you can't get any more fuel, until he hits the ground again. Obviously we've got to change the physics. He goes way too high, way too fast. But yeah, we're doing pretty well so far, and he's actually moving along, which is awesome. Cool. Alrighty, so okie dokie. What we're going to do now is we're going to create a new folder called Prefabs. Prefabrications. Okay. And then now we're actually going to create some of the things that are going to be in the game, like coins, enemies, things like that. But what we want to do is we want our player to also be a prefab. Prefabs are things that you can, you change it once and then it changes it throughout all the scene. It's just good practice to have a prefab. Your player as a prefab. So all you do to create it as a prefab is you click and you drag it into the assets. But because we want it in the prefab folder, all we need to do is click and drag it, the player, into the prefabs folder. And you see he turns blue there. That means he is linked to a prefab. So now our character, we can delete him, and then we can just click and drag him back in, and he'll be ready to rock and roll. Awesome. So one of the things we first want to create, what I want to do is go down to my player here, just for easiness sake, and so we can see it on the screen. I'm going to create a new sphere. I'm going to call this sphere. We're going to give it a, where are we going to put it? We want it there. We want it on the exact same Z coordinate. We want it on, let's give it a 1. Is that pretty good? Yeah, 1. And we'll give it a X position of, that's 5's fine. So what this is going to be, this sphere, is it's going to be a coin. So let's call it coin. Let's capitalize that. Make it a coin, and to make it look like a coin, let's get on a nice angle here and let's just mess around with these numbers. So let's bring that to a 0.5. Yeah. Well, no, that's much too wide. Let's go let's say 0.1. 0.15 is a good number. Cool. Still got the sphere cloud, which is awesome. and might just drop these to 0.8 and 0.8. We don't want the coins to be as no 0.7. Let's do 0.7. We don't want the coins to be as big as the player. Let's do 0.75. Whoa, 75. Yep, sweet. Now back to our materials. Let's create a new material. It's called coins, and inspired by Mario. Let's just make him bright. Let's give it more of a goldy yellow there. Yep. Go to coin. Let's assign that. Oh, that looks a bit weird. Oh, sorry. This one. What's going on here? Sorry, I suppose this has to be black. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. So that looks like a pretty cool coin. Once again, I'll make it a bit more orange. Yep. Good enough. Now we want to create a... So with the coin now, we've got our coin asset. We probably just want to leave it there for now. Let's go to our scripts. Let's create a new script called rotate underscore object. Okay, so we got our rotate object script. We don't need start. We do need a variable, which call it make it a public int, and we'll call it rotate speed. We're not going to assign that in here because we're going to have different game objects, and we want it to just be assigned in the inspector. And then in update, where we'll just say, let's use fixed update actually. We will use transform dot rotate. No, damn it. Vector dot up times rotate speed. Once again, it's being frustrating. Times time dot fixed delta time. Okay, and that should work just fine. So then with our rotate object script, we click on the coin and we'll click and drag it over. And let's go to the player just right now and unclick player just so he doesn't move around. And let's do let's just press play on the game. Let's unmaximize and let's add a rotation in there, So let's see, do we want it to move that way or do we want it to move? I like to move clockwise. And I think $250 feels like a nice number. So I'm going to assign that to 50. Awesome. Let's turn our player back on so we're not getting these nasty exceptions down here. And then let's go to our prefab folder and let's drag our coin in. Bing, done. Done and done. Okay. So now we can delete the coin and press play. Everything is working as per normal. Cool. Okay, now we can just make a new script for collisions called player underscore call. Player underscore call. That's fine. Open that bad boy up. Okay, so on a few things here. For now, all we need to do is we can get rid of the start method for now. And we can actually get rid of update as well. And we just write void on collision enter. Actually, no, let's go on trigger enter. Collider. And we'll call it trig. Stands for trigger. So we created a variable which is a collider called trig. And then we're just going to do a simple if statement. If trig.gameObject.tag equals coin, then blah 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 blah. This is the stuff that we want to do if you hit a coin. So in the future we'll add things like increase score, increase coin collection, increase play audio effect. But all we're going to do now is destroy trig.gameObject. So all it's going to do is when we run into the coins, it's going to destroy them. So if I get a coin from well, first things first, go to the player, and we're going to go to the script, sorry, and we're going to drag over the player collide script, and then we're going to go to the prefabs, go to coins, and we're going to add a new tag, add one there, coin, and then we're going to go back into the coin because you've got to assign it now, click make it coin, and then we'll drag a few into the scene. How about that? So just drag into the scene, change the horrible spots it's in, and let's move it along. For easiness sake, I'm gonna copy paste it a few times, and I'm just gonna go 8. Oh, maybe 8's not enough. We'll go 9, 11, 12, oh, no, 13, no, whoop, 13. These ones can, you know, maybe go 15. We'll make it up a bit more. 17, make it up a bit, maybe not that high, maybe there. Bring this one there, probably going to miss it, that's okay. And 23, we'll make, let's make it 30, we'll make that like 7. Alright, let's see how it goes. So they should delete when the player collides. Oh, he bumps into him and goes nuts. Okay, so the problem there is, you see how we got all these, well, this is good that this happened, because you see how we got all these coins, you're like, oh man, I have to go along and change every single one. Well no, actually you can just click on the coin here, and then you can click, what we're going to do is we're going to change the sphere collider to trigger. That's it. So all triggers do is when you pass through them, they acknowledge that you passed through them, but they don't act as like an actual collider. So click that, and then I think it's good now. I think, yep, they all say trigger now. Awesome. So press play. Bing, bing, bing. Awesome. So let's see if we can get those ones up there. Oh, I got one. Woo! Okay, so the game's coming together a bit better now. So now we've got collectibles, which is cool. And so let's delete all of these. Cool, so now what we want to do is we got, let's just delete old player for now, we don't need him. We want to create a few different prefabs. So what we can do is we'll just drag the coin in once again. We're going to give him a 0 on the X, we're going to give him a 1 like that, and we're going to give him a 0 on the Z as well. So now all we got is a coin floating in space there. So then what we can do is go, what we're going to do is we're going to create an empty coins 1. I'm going to call it. It's got 0, 0, 0. We're going to put 0 there as well. So make sure all of the position X, Y, and Z in the empty are 0, 0, 0. And then we're going to get the coin, and we're going to actually do something tricky here. We're going to go copy paste, and then we're going to drag this one out. Let's have him 1, and then copy paste again, drag it out to 2, and let's do copy paste one more time and drag that out to 3. So now we got 1 at 0, 1 at 1, 1 at 2, 1 at 3. So that's cool. So then what we want to do is we want to click all of them, and we want to drag that into coins 1. So that creates a variable, all of them, that creates a prefab, sorry, or a container at this stage, where coins is a container that holds all of these items, which are the coins. And so what we're going to do now is click and drag that prefab into here. So now we can actually delete this, and every time we want a row of coins, we can just plop it in, and providing it's there, everything should work completely fine. So that's pretty cool. So what we'll do is we're going to go through and we're going to quickly make a few of them, make 5. So I'm just going to track that in. It's very important that you make sure all of these are on the money. Let's put this at 0. All of them are good. You can really find yourself in trouble if you do stuff up with this kind of stuff. Copy and paste that whole thing, and we're just going to bring it up, and let's say it wants to be 2. So there's another one, so we can create another empty, call this empty coins 2, make sure it's at 0, 0, 0, bring coins 1 and coins 1, 1, coins 1 into coins 2, and then drag it into there. Bang, got another prefab. So then we can delete coins 2, drag it back in, and then we can let's say copy paste, add another layer, and we want to add that at 3, and but this time we're going to go through, here we go, we're going to get rid of coin, oops, continue. It just asks then if you're gonna lose prefab if you deleted that, and I was like, yep, that's cool. So we want to delete coin and coin 1 from this one, and we actually want to delete that as well. We want to delete that as well, and we want to delete that as well. So then we can call this coins 3. Got another bunch of coins, which is a cool little shape. And let's add one. Well, let's add 2 more. Let's just drag this one in. So once again, 0, 0, 0. That's good. 0, 2. That's good. So now we're going to do something tricky, which might make it look a bit weird. Nope, not doing that. Not doing that. We're going to rotate this by 90 and then actually raise it because it's now off the ground to 2. So if we just play that now, they should rotate that way, which is cool. Alright, and we're going to call that coins 4. And one more, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Let's do something tricky. That one there, insert that one there. Let's get this one, and let's just rotate it on the Y. No, on the Z. Yeah. Put it. Well, we can put it there, but we're gonna have to delete. Ooh. Yes, I'm aware it'll lose prefab. We can actually cool. So then we once again create empty. Make sure it's 0. And call it coins. Ooh. Coins 5. Don't like that. Let's copy and paste this one and drop that down to a -1. Cool. So now we can chuck them in there. That should be 0, 0, 0. The main thing is just making sure the Z vector here isn't changed. Okay, and now we can click and drag that in, and now we've got a bunch. We've got a bunch of prefabs which we can use for spawning, and we are going to do that in the next episode. So next episode will be all about spawning, and yeah, let's get ready to rock and roll. See you next time, guys.